Hello, everybody. Hey, just wanted to touch base with you guys real quick about those stocks. So, people were asking which stocks we were buying now during the coronavirus fiasco. And so, like I was saying before, I just wanted to just go over it real quickly. I heavily invested in the gaming stocks, just like I said I was going to. So when it all dropped, just like I was telling you guys before, that I kind of missed the boat during the so-called Great Recession, when Las Vegas Sands really plummeted and I wasn't able to buy any. So I'm not going to make that mistake this time. So it's like I said before, I bought pretty much all the gaming stocks. Okay, I bought Las Vegas Sands, I bought Wynn, I bought MGM. My biggest stake was actually in MGM because it was the one. No, I take that back. I did buy quite a bit of MGM because they had dropped quite a bit. I bought Caesars, but my biggest stake was in El Dorado. Now, some of you guys might not be familiar with El Dorado Resorts, and I don't blame you because it's not really a marquee name. But El Dorado owns a lot of resorts across the country and just other markets besides the Las Vegas market, all across the country. But they are in the process of buying Caesars World. Now that deal got somewhat held up because of the coronavirus, but that deal is still moving forward, and so that stock's going to go up. El Dorado is going to go up. Okay, and then like I said, the other stocks that just kind of got hammered. I bought Cheesecake Factory, and then this brings me to the cruise lines. Okay, so I bought all the cruise lines, and I was a little bit leery because I thought maybe no one's ever going to want to go on a cruise again after this fiasco, But of course, that's not true. People are going to go back to cruising like they're going to go back to going on vacation and doing anything else. People are going to go back to cruising. But what really changed my mind was two things. The first was when the Saudi Royal Fund announced that they owned a major stake in Carnival. Also, watching some interviews with the CEO of Carnival, Arnold Donald. And you can get online, you can watch some of those interviews that he gave. And really a calming voice. And also what Donald has done, Mr. Donald has done, is he's led quite a turnaround of Carnival in general over the last several years. He's really good. He's a really sharp guy. And after watching some of those interviews with him, he wasn't tripped up. The interviewers are trying to trip him up, and he wasn't tripped up. And he's able to just kind of be a voice of reason and just give some calming reassurance that, hey, cruising is a social industry, but when people are ready to get back to going on vacation and going places, they're going to go back to cruising. And the thing you have to remember about Carnival, because I bought all the cruise lines, but my biggest stake was in Carnival. When you buy Carnival, they own quite a few different lines. So let's say Carnival gets some bad news like they did now with this coronavirus. Some might say, well, I don't want to go on Carnival. I'd rather go on Holland. Well, they own Holland too. So, Carnival owns a bunch of cruise lines, but the average Joe might not quite realize that. And so I just felt really, really good buying that one. Because there is going to be a little bit of lingering paranoia, but as time goes on, people are going to go back to cruising like they're going to go back to everything. And Carnival owns a bunch of different cruise lines, and that stock's going to do really well. Let me look at my list here. So I did the cruise lines, I did the resort companies, and then this brings me to oil. So of course, oil's taking a real beating because they had that 1-2 punches here. First, you had the that battle between Russia and Saudi, a little bit of price war, and then you had the coronavirus, which just plummeted demand. And the thing is that caused stocks to plummet, but that create opportunity for us to buy some of those stocks, because those things are going to come back. So I bought Oxy, I bought Continental, and those stocks are going to come back up. They're already coming back up. But here's what I want to tell you about. Was I also bought Chesapeake and Whiting. Now those are two companies that are in bankruptcy right now, and so those companies are really those stocks are really taking a beating. And those two stocks aren't going to come back to their all-time highs, even their 5-year highs. But if they got back to half of their 52-year high, you're going to make, 10 times your money or more in Whiting. I can't remember what it was. It's crazy. I bought some more Whiting today at under a dollar a share. And also Diamond Offshore. They just filed bankruptcy today, so I bought some of that today. Diamond Offshore. That was just today. And so anyway, that's where we're at. It was like I said, the stocks that we knew were going to really go down because of this coronavirus. The gaming resort stocks, the cruise line stocks, and then somewhat related, somewhat not, but the oil stocks took a huge beating. So that's where we've been at. That's where we've been buying. And then of course, as those of you guys know, my brick and mortar that I do is primarily restaurant, the restaurant industry, and of course we're still struggling. The restaurant industry is struggling, but it's going to come back just like everything else is going to come back. And so, of course, we know when we look at the stock prices and just earnings, those who had the drive-throughs in place, are the ones who are doing okay right now. And then Darden and some of these other places are really taking a beating that don't have the drive-throughs. And luckily, a lot of these places did have already had a lot of curbside going, and so that's good for some of those. But anyway, so that's what we've been doing here is like I said, the gaming stocks, the cruise line stocks, and now the oil companies. And today, what I really want to recommend is Whiting, Diamond, and Diamond Offshore. Those are two big, and Chesapeake to a lesser degree. Chesapeake's already gone up quite a bit, but those two companies, stock's really low right now, and so great opportunity to buy, and you just hold on to that for a little bit of time. And we're gonna do all right. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in.